Hey guys! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Molly and I work at Dunkin' Donuts. I made a video a couple weeks ago, I think 2 weeks ago, about what the first 2 weeks of working at Dunkin' Donuts is like. And in the comments I got a lot of highly requested people asking for what the Dunkin' Donuts interview process is like and like what are the questions and how to answer them. So that's what I'm going to be telling you guys today. I'm going to be telling you what are the questions that you're going to get when you go on an interview and how do you answer them. I have them here on my phone. So I'll tell you my experience, how my interview went, and then I'll tell you how like other people's that I've talked to who work with me or just from online went, okay? So I sent in my application and I got a call back the next day. So this is something you need to know. For on your application, you are going to want to put good references, and this is the key. Anyone who got hired, it'll say what times are you available to work. You know, you put times, just put any and all the time slots if you want to get hired. Any, because then they're more likely to hire you than just putting certain times. If you're obviously not free at all, then you can put that, but I know I definitely got the job because I put any, especially weekends and nights. Those are very important. During the school year, I'm like working during the summer, so I put any. Even though I want to have plans, I'd rather be working and I want to get a job. So it's not when you want to work, it's if you're available. So put any if you're available every single day. The next thing we'll talk about is your references on your application. Ask a teacher, ask someone who you work with like volunteer-wise. And then speaking of that, when it says previous work experience, another reason I got hired, I've never had a job before. This is my first job, as I've said in the last video, but my previous work experience could be volunteer work. So I volunteer places like the food pantry and like stuff like that. So I put that as my previous work experience and that helps. So even if you haven't had a job before, think about babysitting, anywhere where you volunteered your time, anywhere where you were getting paid, or even where you weren't getting paid, that you wasn't like at your own house. I personally, no one else did this who got hired, but I was competing against like 10 other people to get hired, and I attached a resume. I went on to Google Docs and I made a resume, and you can just go into templates and click resume and just fill it out, and then that's all you gotta do. And then you could obviously make your own or like add your more. There's resume building websites, and I just stapled it to application, and I think that really helped because it helped me stand out compared to all the other teenagers who were just handing in an application. So after you get the call, which is usually, I got mine the day after, but it can be 2 to 3 days probably, maybe a week at the max. It wouldn't hope any farther than that. So well, it all depends on location. After you've got in the call, what you're going to want to bring into the interview is your driver's license, or like if you're 15, you can get like a state ID and your social security card. So make sure you have those two things. And then just be ready to fill out paperwork after you do the interview, because they usually will be like, okay, just fill this out. Like after they make sure like, oh, this is fine. The interview's not that stressful. They usually won't have you like come in a separate day. They're usually just making sure you're the right fit and like meeting you first impression. That's another thing. Dress for the job you want. When you go to Dunkin' Donuts, even though it's Dunkin' Donuts, don't wear jeans and a sweatshirt, okay? Wear a nice blouse, some like black jeans, you know, khakis, whatever. You're a guy or girl, doesn't matter. Wear something like you're interviewing for like a high profile job, but like not like super like businessy, like with ties and stuff, but like you could. I wore like a nice blouse with black jeans and flats because even though it's Dunkin' Donuts, I made a first impression. And you want to look like you are ready to work and you're not like you are wanting this job. You're not just like don't care, you know, showing up, okay? So the first question that I got asked was, when are you available to work? And I said any day. It's the summer, I'm free anytime. And then they asked me, how long are you planning on working here? This is a question that will probably make or break it if you say, oh, just the summer. Unless they say they're hiring seasonally, my Dunkin' just said hiring. If you say, oh, just the summer, they'll probably be like, oh, okay, and like not hire you. You want to say like for as long as like possible. We're gonna go to college here where I'm living. I'm gonna say that obviously in here. I'm gonna go to college here, so like I will be working here. I can work here like any time for a while, for a couple years. And like even though you don't have to work for a couple years, I'm planning on, but like you just need to say that you're willing to work more than a couple months. They don't want to train somebody for a month and then only have them stay a month after that. You know what I'm saying? So say that you're ready to work for a while. The next question that they asked me is, why do you want to work at Dunkin' Donuts? And I said, I love the coffee, I love a fast-paced environment, and I want to save for college. So you all have your own reasons. You can use mine if you want, if you can't think of any reason. But just be honest. Obviously, don't be like, I need a job. Think about a reason why you like Dunkin' Donuts and why you choose to apply there. The next question is, like, what can you tell me about Dunkin' Donuts? Remember, these are the questions I got asked. So I only got asked a few, but then I'll tell you the other questions that my coworkers got asked. I have them like here on my phone. So I just said it's a franchise. They sell coffee and they sell all their kinds of beverages and pastries and breakfasts. It was made in 1950, built in 1950. William Rosenberg is the founder. And that's, like, pretty much all you need to say. It's really not that hard. Like, just knowing, like, that, like, oh, it was made in 1950, William Rosenberg, like, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So the next thing is, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Now, this one, I did not get asked, but every single person I talked to got asked, so I don't know if they're just gonna rush hire me. But, okay, anyway. For strengths and weaknesses, this you have to listen to. You have to listen to this. If you want to do good on your interview for strengths and weaknesses, say your weakness first. So think about this, alright? If you are talking to somebody and they're like, oh, what are your strengths and weaknesses? I'm a very optimistic person, but I'm very messy and disorganized. Right? Strength, weakness. What do you remember most? Do you remember messy and disorganized? Now, these aren't my actual strengths and weaknesses, but I'm just giving an example. However, if you put weaknesses first and end with strengths, you go, I'm very messy and disorganized. However, I'm working on getting better and staying organized in my work and school life. But my strength is that I'm a very happy and optimistic person, and I love working, and I love being friendly with other people. Does that not sound better? Because you're ending with your strength. That's what they remember most. And you're also just, like, you're coming up with a solution on how to talk about, like, how you're going to fix your weakness. So you go weakness, how to fix it, strength. Weakness, how to fix it, strength. Just remember that. So here's a list of questions that other people got asked. Obviously, all the ones that I got asked on top of why should we hire you? So why should we hire you, right? Why? You want to advocate for yourself. You can say, think about the job you're applying for, whether it be in customer service, crew member, anything. Look at their website and, like, look at what they're putting. We're looking for people who are blah, 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 who can do da-da-da-da-da. And then remember that. And then in the interview, when they say, why should I hire you? Repeat that to them. So, like, for Dunkin' Donuts, right, you're working with customers, okay? So you're going to want to say, I'm great with people. I have excellent customer service skills. I love talking to people, and I can get my work done on time and manage time and multitask. That's very important. Multitasking and customer service are very important at Dunkin' Donuts. And also, you can just say, I'm a hard worker in general. Like, if you are, say it. Obviously, you don't need to copy the answers I'm saying, but if it relates to you, then say it and add on anything else that you can think of. It's not your strengths, it's your strengths that relate to the job. That's what why should I hire you question is. Okay? Now, another question that people have gotten asked is, do you have a criminal record? No. If you have a criminal record, I don't know if they're going to hire you. I can't tell you, but they're going to ask you that. Some people got asked that, some people didn't. I didn't get asked that. Okay. Finally, how do you deal with an upset customer? Okay, this is a question that a lot of people have gotten asked, especially if you're going for customer service or, like, being a crew member or something. You're going to want to say, calm and collected. Then you're going to want to reiterate, reflect on how the customer is feeling. That way they feel heard. Then you're going to want to offer a solution. And if that doesn't work, then talk to the manager. Ask the manager to come forward. That's all you say. Calm and collected. Reflect how the customer is feeling, and find a solution. If that doesn't work, ask the manager to come over. It's pretty simple. This is something that you're really going to want to pay attention to. After every interview, no matter what job it is, no matter what job you're applying for, it doesn't even have to be Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks. It can be, a job for being a CEO. It doesn't matter. Okay, you're not going to obviously be watching this if you're a CEO, but it doesn't matter. This is a question. They're going to say, do you have any questions for us? This is important. You have to ask them a question. Now, it's not like, does your coffee taste good? It's a real question that shows that you want this job. So now you're thinking, well, what kind of question is that? So a question like that would be, what can a new hiree do to prepare for the first day on the job? Okay, that's a good question. And then I wrote some other, that's the question that I use. What could a new hiree do to prepare for the first day? These are other questions that people have, like, you know, told me that they said. How do you describe your ideal candidate for this job? And if they describe something, then be like, I am that. I'm, you know, reflect, like, advocate for yourself. And then finally, let's just say you don't want to ask that question, you're really nervous, I don't know, you forget. A simple question would be like, what do you like? Why do you like working at Dunkin' Donuts? And that's a really good question too. I would say the first question they want to ask is, what can you hire you to prepare? And then if you're actually curious, just say, why do you like working at Dunkin' Donuts? And let them answer, and it kind of starts a conversation with your new manager or your new whoever, you know, you just met. So finally, I want to say that I also made a video about what the first week at working at Dunkin' Donuts is like, and I'll put that here. What the first week of working at Dunkin' Donuts is like, and, you know, how to prepare, what the uniform is, what training is like. That's all in this video. It's only 5 minutes. Okay, it's really easy. You go watch it. And I just want to thank you guys for watching this video. Please let me know if you have any other videos that you want to see relating to Dunkin' Donuts or just in general, because I love hearing your guys' ideas and I love making videos. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and see you next Sunday. Bye! Oh, I forgot. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. And share this video if you have anyone else who's applying or knows. Thank you guys. Love you.